Hello, I'm Ray, and this is Dee. Will I ever let you speak? No, it's all me. Me!
So I'm trying to think of which one is it? Is it that speaks? Is it Penn or is it Teller? I think it's Teller is the one who's quiet. Yeah.
So you're going to do magic tricks for us? Nice. We'll get you out your tarot set. It'll be this whole thing. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'll read tarot decks. Like, it's not a magic trick. It'll just make you feel like terrible that you're not taking care of yourself.
Why must you tell me these true things?
So here's your special message of the day. Please take care of yourself. Start by drinking extra water. Whatever else is going wrong, it can't get any worse. I mean, of course, my brain goes, oh, well, what if you're drinking salt water? No, brain, no, don't complicate things. It's not going to happen. Brain will complicate things.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, some salt water is good. I mean, you've got Gatorade. That's kind of salt-ish.
Yeah. I'm old enough now that hot flashes happen and Gatorade actually helps.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, where will we start today? Do you want to start? Or what?
We'll start by saying for Herpetology of the Apocalypse. We're in a minorly new place, just in a different room today.
Yeah.
And Dee is wearing adorable dangly earrings, which are raccoons. Yes.
Actually.
Oh, he's showing it off. Ooh.
Yeah. Since I'm showing you this, since one of our recurring themes, I think, is going to end up being like different symbols that have different meanings to different people.
Mm-hmm.
And raccoons have been kind of adopted fairly recently. A friend of mine and I, along with you, often joke that we are 3 raccoons in a trench coat and not actually human. So I started collecting raccoon things since like 2023 or something like that. It's been fairly recent. Like, as you get older, it turns out you accumulate more symbols. It's not like you get a one true symbol. You get more.
Yes. Like, you used to be Alice in Wonderland.
I still am.
Yeah, but, like, mostly just that for, like, here's the Cheshire Cat, here's the, yeah.
Yep. And before I really settled into that, it was like, people are like, what is your favorite animal? And I go, like, tigers, because that's when you go to the zoo. That's where my brain stops working, and I'm just like, oh. Tigers. So clearly it must be the right answer. What's your favorite animal at the zoo?
Bats.
Bats.
I mean, I got a snake here, but bats win. I'm sorry.
Yes. It hasn't always been bats. Like, I think the first time we took you to the Omaha Zoo, you were kind of scared, but that was because of all the other things that led up to the bats. Like, you got to go through the swamp area, and the crocodiles are like, and there's like little secret slithery noises all over the place. But anyway, you end up with the bats, and you were scared, but you never wanted to leave either. So you'd say stuff like, "My favorite animal is a panda." Or cats or something, but bats has certainly stuck around for a long time as the one where you're like, like, take as long as you need. I'll circle through the building and like be on my phone. Just come find me when you're done.
That and jellyfish. Jellyfish
too, yeah, jellyfish. Jellyfish are not quite as bad. Like, you can tear yourself away. Like, oh, I've been here too long. No, you can stay here longer. But bats are like flatline.
You just gotta stare at them, man. Gotta stare.
Especially when they're like flapping around and like bonking into each other. You're like, you are not the graceful creatures of the night that I once believed you to be. Yeah.
We are so off topic.
But anyway, I think it kind of, yeah, we are, obviously. But like, will bats occur again in this series and analyzing Homestuck?
Certainly for us.
We're not planning it, but probably bats and raccoons will come up again. Yeah.
Or cats.
Or cats. Well, cats. It's hard to escape cats. Feral hunters of the night. All right, where do you want to start?
So I'm gonna start with the fireplace.
The fire. Oh, okay. Yep.
Yes.
All right.
It's 1967. The page is 1967. I started myself on 1966, so it's just one page over.
Okay.
I was trying to look up the type of fireplace, and apparently that's not as easily found as I thought it would be. Like, there's the, hey, this is inwards and this is outwards kind of fireplaces, but not, here is the shape that you are looking for kind of thing. And they don't name those shapes. I, ended up accidentally finding it when looking for shapes. But it was only used, that name was only used by one company. And that, the name for it is Angled Bostons. I know.
Okay.
Did you find anything else?
No, I looked. I said, okay, so you're going down a rabbit hole about fireplaces. I have zero interest in this. I think they're all just there's going to be this is a French 18th century fireplace, whatever. But that is obviously not a real fireplace. It's just an easy to draw one. Screw it. It's not based on anything. Ha ha ha. You're never going to find anything. Boy, was I wrong. A what? Say it again.
Angled Boston.
Angled Boston.
Yes. This one has the one in Homestuck has a little shelf that you can place stuff on, like Nana's urn in this case.
Mantle,
yes. But that shape is downwards, blink, blink. But I did find that the general anatomy of fireplaces usually does use the dunk, dunk, except it's a lot skinnier for the chimney stuff, because it's on the inside. And I was like, what? Okay, I can find out the anatomy of this easily. And I know that the internet we're going to be so obtuse and name every single little thing that we can. Why can I not find out weird little fireplace shape names? Because this seems like this should be some weird specific thing you'd find on the internet. But no, it was just this one company. I wrote it down in my notes that's in the documents that I'll put in the site later. Anyways, went down a rabbit hole, but it reminded me of a game me and Dee had played called Anatomy. Yes, Anatomy again.
I was naming completely off topic. Somebody was pulling something kind of out of thin air about a hypothetical game involving tracking down a piece of music that rewrote people's brains or something like that. And I was like, yes, this would be great. And responded to it intelligently. I can't remember how I did it now. Obviously, that moment is gone. But they were like, oh, well, obviously we need to have the most part of this story happen before they truly encountered the correct version of this game that will rewrite people's brains. I'm like, no. I want at least half of the whatever it is we're hypothetically writing here to be after they find the game. And it's like in a Dream Barbecue and Jazz Punk. And now I have to add a third thing, and Anatomy. Because, man, surreal games that I've played with you, Ray, I think those are my top 3 of what?
Oh, so we got Jazz Punk, Anatomy. What was the other one?
And a Dream Barbecue.
Oh, yes, Anna.
Yep.
But you were having trouble with Jazz Punk because of the wooziness of the camera and stuff.
Oh my gosh, the frame rate versus astigmatism factor is real. And I just was like, and now I have motion sickness and I want to barf, so we have to stop. But I was thinking about that this morning. We should finish that off.
Yes.
Like in small half-hour chunks.
Got it.
Okay.
Anyway, well, sorry, back to the game. I think you were saying earlier before the Jazz Punk. That the trying to find the music that rewrites people's brains reminds me of a specific SCP. Except this one is there'll never be a true answer to this music, and it's going to be awful no matter how much you try and write it kind of thing. And also, it involved yes, you're going to hurt yourself to write the music or whatever. And I was like, whatever on that part. But
Yeah. Like, interesting, but sometimes with SCP, the trail of logic is strong and the enjoyability is not. But anyway.
yeah. Anyways, back to anatomy. It's a game. Well, it's an indie game that's I don't remember who it's by. That'll also be in my notes.
Let's see if I can find it while you're talking.
Nice, thank you. It's a game about houses being alive. In this case, this is a house that has been starving, and like, not that people know that houses are meant to be alive. This is kind of thing. It's a horror. And you learn a lot of the horror through these tapes that'll play in the game. And you'll go through the house itself, walking around and being like, well, what's going to happen? What's going to change? And you're like, yep, there's a change in the house. Oh no. And eventually you're like, I'm going to be eaten by this house. I'm not escaping this house. Oh, kind of thing. But I was reminded of anatomy, not just because I was looking at the anatomy of fireplaces, but because of how John was being reverent of fireplaces, being like, oh yes, fireplaces are so important to the home, kind of thing. And I was like, well, you might consider fireplaces to be the heart of the home, kind of thing. I don't know how often that's actually used.
Fairly often.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to think of...
not like directly like the beating literal heart of a sentient home, but like metaphorically, the hearth is the heart of the home.
You just need to take off the extra H. It's fine. I was thinking about Monster House, and I couldn't remember if that was the heart of the home or not. I don't think it was.
I don't remember either.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, it's fine.
The game is made by Kitty Horror Show.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
And you can find it on itch.io if you want it. I think it's a free download. No, $2.99. Really super cheap. Short game.
Yeah.
Fun.
I'll add it to the description of our video today. Yes.
Good. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Actually, hey. Could you distract him for a second? I'm going to let that down.
So, at some point later, I don't want to talk about it now because we've got some details to go through. I want to talk about, at least start brainstorming what the deal is with all the clowns. I think I'm starting to put together an idea, but I just want to check in on it after we get done talking about the stuff today. Okay. So back to you.
So like just between us and not for video?
No, on the video.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm pretty sure you will have intelligent things to say without me having to be like, well, and later Ray will look that up.
Yeah. No, I just was like, I don't know if we're going to accidentally end up into spoiler territory kind of thing.
I will make theories and you will keep your mouth shut about spoilers.
That is right. Let's do that.
Okay.
Anyways, was looking at the anatomy of the game and Homestuck houses.
Oh, can I interject for a moment? While
yes.
I want to say like the most famous actual horror novel with a sentient or sort of sentient house is going to be Burnt Offerings by Robert Marasco. And then there's another one. Shoot, I can't remember the guy who wrote it, but he's really stinking good. And then I can see the cover and I can't pull up the name. But there's another one that's actually more closer to a sentient house, and it happens to be set on an island, and it's a vacation home, and I will have to look up the name for that.
Ooh, thank you.
And I want to say, like, the big House of Leaves is an example of the sentient home, even though it's not actually like physically anatomical. There's no references there. But it's a like reasonably common horror trope that there's a haunted house novel and the haunted house's sentience is just not always like it's not always like the anatomy where it's like literal anatomy.
Yeah. Oh, basing off of the House of Leaves, there's a Doom mod, like Doom the actual game kind of thing, mod called My House, which follows the same kind of feeling of House of Leaves, of this house is just messing with me on purpose kind of thing. Lots of people were surprised while playing it, being like, whoa, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, but not my favorite version of it, I think. Or not my favorite version of the Live Houses, I mean. That one's still just going to remain Monster House.
The movie.
Yes, the movie. Look, it's Monster House. You just can't beat it.
I'm trying to look up that other house, so please babble for me.
Yes. Anyways, so back to my original thing I was trying to talk about is anatomy versus the Homestuck houses. It's not going to be that the Homestuck houses will ever be themselves scary, but I do think they're not necessarily sentient or alive, but they show character personality a lot more than, well, a Sims house or a lot of houses you see inside stories, because, well, a lot of them don't have, they're just a place kind of thing, versus, say, in, I can't remember the name, All of the Time, All of the Place, no, that's not it.
Everything, everywhere?
Yes, everything,
all at once.
everywhere, all at once.
Okay, I got the name of this house.
Oh, hey!
It's The Elementals by Michael McDowell.
Michael McDowell, okay. Yep. Anyways, you look at the interior of the house and everything everywhere all at once, and you're like, yes, you can tell this is somewhere that has been lived in. This is something that says about the people who've been living here for a while, personalities and stuff. Yes. Versus, oh god, I can't even think of any boring houses because they're boring houses. Maybe the house in Little Monsters, like the actual house itself, because they haven't been living there for very long. Like the underworld is like really neat, but the actual house is
Yeah, I mean, it's made to look like an 80s house. So to me, I was like, that's full of rich detail. Just like, I'm not a huge fan of Stranger Things, not saying anything about it, I just haven't watched a lot of it. But when I saw the first couple of episodes in the Winona Ryder, who is the mom house, I was like, oh man, I remember that couch. We had that couch. We had that phone. We had that paneling. And so everything spoke to me. It was a rich language. I don't know. I'm trying to think too. Because you know it when you see it. Like you get into some of the, like some TV shows and things where you're like, the production value is not necessarily terrible. When it's animation, you can tell because the frame rates are low and everything's kind of cut and paste, and you know the blah 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 blah, blah with the with the mouths.
They don't even have the jaws moving; they're just.
Yeah. But like with a live action something or other, you can often like tell how bad it is by like there's a single shot and it's straightforward and there's nothing on the walls other than like a picture or something. Yeah. Anyway, I get what you're saying. I just can't think of anything either. I'm trying to talking myself into figuring something out, and I'm like, what have I watched lately that's terrible? I'm like, I don't know. I'm watching stuff that Ray directs me to, and I'm like, and you'll pause it and go, that thing on the wall in the back, that'll be important later. Unpause, off we go. Yes. So you have highly attuned atmospheric sensibilities.
It's definitely been tuned by Homestuck houses and just details there. I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
It's not necessarily the most This makes sense in a normal person's house, but it makes sense in a Homestuck house. You're like, why are there so many, like, there's just the little harlequin things on the wall. Nothing else, just harlequins. Other clowns? No, harlequins.
Oh, I have stuff to say about that.
But anyways, I think that's what I have to say on the Homestuck houses versus anatomy. There may be more stuff that comes later, but I think Mom really wants to talk about something else now. Go for it.
Actually, I'm going to go in order. So I'm not going to talk about clowns, but I'm going to talk about the Typheus icon on the desktop. I think that was around 1970 or 1968 or something. Somewhere 60 something.
The thing you spoiled yourself on.
Yeah, well, I didn't really. I just saw that there were spoilers, and I went screaming.
Oh.
No, I looked it up. Typheus is another way to spell Typhon. Typhon or Typheon, who was a Greek monster born of Gaia and Tartarus. So, like, one of the layers of underworld and earth came forth a monster, and the monster either had the head of a man and a body of a snake, or 100 heads of snakes and 100 tails of snakes, or 100 heads of snakes and one tail of snakes. It was a long enough tradition, like over the course of 1,000 years, that the expression of the monster itself changed over time.
So, like, some kind of weird... At one point, it was a weird Hydra kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very much. And the icon in the John's background screen is a one-headed, one-tailed, like one human top and one tail bottom. So that's perfectly viable. So I'm pretty sure, like, yes, it's based off of Typheus is based off of Typhon. The rabbit hole that I went down with that was actually about Greek mythology, which has come up before. So I knew about the non-researcher version of the Greek gods, and there's like the Greek gods and versus the Titans, and the Titans are these earthly forces. So, like, you don't get thunder and lightning, like that's the Greek gods. You get time and earth and under the earth stuff that's so massive that you're like, it's hard to even conceive of that as it's pretty cool that somebody came up with the idea of time in the first place. Like, who you know that time passes, but who decided that was a thing?
Yeah, who decided this would be God or a god? I mean,
yeah, like how do you make that abstract enough to go, it's an idea and we can slap a dude on it. It's like somebody sitting down and going, God of dark energy, check. Or meme god, check. You know. And there's a concept, but like turning that into enough of a concept to be a concept is kind of weird sometimes. Anyway, humans are odd. But aside from the humans versus the Titans, there was also a subsequent battle after the Titans had been defeated, when all of the Titans who were supposedly working with the Greek gods were like pissed. And it was basically the Greek gods versus giants. And the giants were not necessarily giant. They were just like kids of specific people, which might have been Gaia and somebody else. It just depends on the version.
So not like demigods, but something close?
Sort of.
Oh.
So, like, there was this Gigantomachy is what it was called, the war with the giants. And it proved, like, once the Olympians had taken over, it proved that they deserved to hold their positions because they could defend against the next generation of godlets or godlings or god mini-gods or whatever. Right. And so there was this huge war, and, like, all of the major Greek gods, like, went out and killed their opponents in this massive one-on-one battle that, like, ranged over space and time. So it was stuff like Dionysus stabbing people to death, or stabbing giants to death with his branch of peace. Die! Right?
Okay.
So Anyway, I was like, nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the dirty deeds that the Olympians got into to get rid of their potential successors and hold power.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the giants never really became personifications of anything, or they don't have any roles. They don't guard anything. They're just the personification of rage against having been defeated.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, incidentally, Typhon mated with a sort of goddess called Echidna, who might have been a kid of Nyx. I don't know. It depends on the variation. And birthed monsters, including Kerberos, the
dog,
the Hydra. Actually, a different dog too.
Oh.
But Kerberos is the one I recognized. The Hydra and Ladon, who was the dragon / serpent that guarded the golden apples in the Garden of Hesperides, who were the evening goddesses. You're writing stuff down, so I'll assume that shows up again somewhere. Do I need to stick my fingers in my ears so you can spoil people?
No.
Okay.
And just a potential thing for later.
Anyway, the story about Ladon always gives me sort of a giggle because it's like, wait upon a time, there's a snake and he guards an apple, and if you get the apple, you become immortal. Huh. Never heard that one. All right, moving on. Do you want to interject anything? Like, I should stop now and take a drink of something because my mouth is dry.
Not on that specifically, I guess. There was the thing I had been mentioning, I think, last episode about the harlequin gift with the just sitting out there, and I was like, oh yes, did you see about the frosting? And you're like, nope, not there yet. And I was like, oh. Anyways, I was like, well, now that we're at this point, I can finally just say that frosting must be extremely strong, or those arms must be extremely light, because they're just stuck on there, man.
Like, you think frosting, and you think light and fluffy. You don't think that
this isn't meant to be a construction material.
No. You know that frosting that's is it cake? I forget what the frosting type is called, but it's that thick underlying
fondant.
Fondant, yeah. So maybe it's fondant, and
it's gooey though.
It looks gooey. Maybe it's fondant though.
Messed up fondant.
Anyway, is it cake? Answer yes.
Jester now confirmed to be cake. Anyways, I would just like to say, no wonder John's sick of eating cake if it's going to be like that. What on earth, man? You're just going to eat that every day? Awful. I would hate cake at that point, too. Just no.
Fondant is also kind of gross to eat.
Yes.
It's just like, it tastes fine. Yeah, some of these elaborate cakes, I'm like, that would be unpleasant to eat. Truly unpleasant to eat.
Oh, yeah. I've seen one that has, like, you can see through it because it's got jelly, but it's excessively an amount of jelly. Like 3/4 of this cake is jelly. And there's just one little section of cake in the middle, and you're like, that cake inside of there is going to be so making gross.
It really is.
Who's going to eat that? I mean, it's pretty, but I would rather have this as, like, resin. Just not even cake. Regular resin with, like, a little island or something in the middle. And point being, wow, cakes can get weird sometimes. Yes. That was the thing I wanted to babble about. Have you had enough drinking there?
Yes, I have. Thank you. Do you want me to keep going forward? I'm gonna go up to Colonel Sassinger.
Oh, then before that, I would like to say I'm not sure how big or little capture lock cards can capture. Because it says that the harlequin is too big for it to capture, but I was also wondering, is it too small for it to capture, like, atoms or something? Which, ignoring how bad of a consequence that can be.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. I mean, that would be something that would be interesting for, like, a Homestuck OC or something. You're like, well, I figured out a way to capture log an atom. let's see what we can do with this. But for actual Homestuck canon, I have no idea for sure.
Okay. I'll watch. Because I'm like, well, what if actual size isn't really the limiting factor? It's too big, as in it's too important throughout the series or something like that. I don't know. I'm sure there's a system, and the system is funny, but I don't know what it is yet. Okay. Can I go?
Yes.
All right. Colonel Sassacre. We get a page of the book. And there are some playing cards in there. One's a tarot card and one is a regular joker, I think, if I remember right. One is definitely a tarot card. It's the Fool. Which is, I'm like, okay, so we're really expanding the whole harlequin thing out further and further and further as we go along. Like, what exactly is the limiter of this harlequin thing in the middle? Because the Fool, okay, the Fool in tarot isn't about joking. It's about starting from the beginning without enough knowledge, which we all kind of do. It generally features the picture of a person who is walking from right to left, where normal movement in pictures goes from left to right. So it's a person who's walking backward, i.e. off the regular path. They often carry a bag full of stuff that they think will be enough, and is clearly not. And there's often a dog at their heels trying to stop them from walking off a cliff. Anyway, I just thought of this. Andrea Couch, an artist, has one of my favorite versions of the card. It's not in a tarot deck. It's just a piece of art that she did. And it's kind of like a Grant Wood type of pastiche that's very much like Middle Western, and like the person is looking out so hopefully and it seems like a real person, and you're like, wow, this is cool art. And then you step back and you're like, it's a freaking Fool card. Okay. Anyway. Andrea Couch has really cool art. I like it. On the Colonel Sassacre stuff, there's also a mention of the wreck of the Hesperus, which was an 1840 Wordsworth poem that I don't like well enough to read here, so I'm not going to. But it was based on a real life tragedy. The poem is about the Hesperus specifically, but I think the real version was called the something or other Freedom. But anyway, a guy brings a woman onto a ship. Everybody's like, no, don't do it. And he's the captain, so he can. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, he brings his daughter onto the ship. The ship runs into trouble as it's kind of crossing some icy area. And there's a shipwreck. And all they really find, other than random flotsam and jetsam, is the mast of the ship with a frozen woman tied to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, what the heck is that? All right, I guess that goes in there. Somehow that may show up again. I don't know how. There's a mention of Lydia the Tattooed Lady, which is a Groucho Marx song. As Groucho Marx, as you know, shows up with the Beagle Puss stuff. Lydia, Lydia, Lydia.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that say? Oh, the thing about the aunt and the whitewash comes from Tom Sawyer. She grounds him and sends him out to paint a fence as punishment. He plays up how fun fence painting is to his friends, and eventually they pay him money to paint the fence for him twice. Like, he's like, I wonder if I could get them to do, like, my punishment is done. I wonder if I could get more money out of this. And he does. And Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, the basis for Colonel Sassacre. The phrase "hell's bells," it's British. It means frustration or surprise. Like disappointed surprise. Hell's bells. It's also an AC/DC song, which I don't know if you know that. They have had three singers. I forget what happened to the first one, but the second one was named Bon Scott.
Okay.
And he died on an alcoholic bender. And so, like, most of the AC/DC songs that you know are that guy dead.
Okay.
So, like, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Ah.
That guy. He's gone. He was replaced by Angus Young, I think. And they recorded this song, Hell's Bells, about him. So, like, if you read the lyrics, then it's about what kind of guy he was. It wasn't about his death. It was just about like that guy. Why did we like that guy? Why was he so awesome? Because he was like walking around flipping everybody off. You know, if Satan had come from him, Satan would have had a shock. Hell's bells. I forget what the lyrics are, but that's the upshot. Sarsaparilla. It's associated with Mark Twain and kind of the southern parts of the South that he was from, which were Missouri, I think. And it's also used in folk medicine and to treat various ailments, including both leprosy and syphilis.
Okay.
Mostly because at some points they couldn't tell the difference between the two, and they were just like, kill it all.
Okay.
It's two different types of bacteria. One is transmitted, I want to say, through the air and physical contact, leprosy, and the other one is sexually transmitted. But at some points in the cycle, some of the time they resemble each other, like numbness, patches on the skin, mental issues, and like skin rotting and stuff like that. Anyway, there's a quote that Sam Clemens Mark Twain said. He was quoting somebody else, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking, he had overheard this between a doctor's and his wife, I think it was. And the wife says, when you have drunk all the whiskey you want, you ought to ask for sarsaparilla instead. And the doctor goes, yes, but when I have drunk all the whiskey I want, I can't say sarsaparilla.
Okay.
Dorcas.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a mention in there about a tawny something or other and an octoroon.
Okay.
And both of those are terms for people of mixed descents between white and black, notionally 1/8 black to 7/8 white.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the stuff in Mark Twain is, there's some racist elements there that he's satirizing, and then there's racist elements in there that he doesn't realize that he's not satirizing. He just doesn't realize how racist it is. So I suspect that may come up later.
Okay.
All right, that's everything I got before we get to the study. What do you got? And now I'm like, time for tea.
Well, my next thing is on the study, so...
You go first.
Okay. So on the walls is a picture of the cast from the... yeah. The show from Cirque du Soleil.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the letter O, but it's meant to be how you say water in French. I have a little... Yes, thank you. I listened to a pronunciation earlier. It just did not stick. I even have it written down here as, oh, with a little exclamation mark right there.
Okay.
It just did not stick. Anyways,
close enough.
Good enough. Cirque du Soleil. Cirque du Soleil is...
It's Cirque. Sorry, it's French.
I don't care.
They're French Canadian. All right.
Yes, they're French
Canadian.
as you will. Water themed. A giant amount, like gallons of water for a stage, of which they can go into and like be above for performing and stuff. They've got like fake boats which look like umbrellas and stuff. But water show and that. And I was looking further into... Oh, sorry. It's also exclusively performed at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. We've been to the Bellagio. It's got this botanical garden. Conservatory. No, I also looked up botanical garden on there.
Okay.
Anyways, it's got usually a giant flower theme, and I think last time we went, we had bee theme on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
I was like, look, bees, I like bees.
Mm-hmm. But most of the things in there are made of flowers and stuff. But we've never been to the O show.
The O show.
Looking into Cirque du Soleil. They declared the bankruptcy in 2020, apparently.
Oh.
Got sold to Catalyst Capital Group, which is a Canadian private equity firm. I looked into that and I was like, weirdly, there is not much on their like Wikipedia page for themselves. Not even a, hey, we bought the Cirque du Soleil on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, ooh. Because in the actual Wikipedia, it's talking about how they're trying to find out if a specific member of their group is a anti-Semite and stuff.
Okay.
Some kind of...
Against Jews.
Yeah. No, I wasn't questioning what anti-Semite meant. Okay. I meant, what... Okay, I guess this is the thing that's happening over there. Nothing else is stated, just needed to be known that specifically was happening. And I was like, okay, got it. All right. So I was question mark over that. But overall, Cirque du Soleil does not seem to have changed much, other than at one point it changed its naming scheme to English and then went back to French naming schemes for its shows.
Side note, I didn't know about the 2020 stuff. So, side note, before that, they bought out Blue Man Group, also in Las Vegas, who was originally 3 guys, and they like drums a lot. They like hitting drums.
And they dressed all in blue.
Yes.
Body paint.
And Blue Man Group does a lot of riffs on how people are dealing with technology these days. And it seems like they're almost like exclusive from Cirque du Soleil. Cirque du Soleil doesn't really deal with technology. They deal with more old-fashioned stuff. They have technology. They use technology. But they don't like make shows about it.
Yeah. Like the O theme is just water. And not water with technologies. These aren't boats that are specifically cool water boats or something. It's just boats that are in there. All right. Anything else you want to say on that?
I think a Cirque du Soleil with like Blade Runner vibes would be awesome, but we'll see. Not gonna happen just because I say it. Anyway,
that's alright. Secretly at Cirque du Soleil.
No. Okay. So beyond Cirque du Soleil, so on top of the piano, there is I looked this up on the Wikipedia page for Homestuck, not the Wikipedia page, the Homestuck wiki. There we go. And it says there are a number of harlequins in the room. On top of the piano, there is a Joker statue.
Yep.
Not a harlequin. Also, a clown that I could not track down. I'm like, I know who this is. I can't think of the name. Come on, it's got to be somebody I know. And I could not track this down. The closest I could get was it's an Auguste clown, which is kind of like the butt of the joke clown with people colored face paint and some exaggerated features. They don't get to dress in the shiny, sparkly stuff. They are not the white face clowns who are like I get to pull the pranks. They're the receiver of the pranks. And,
the ones who are going,
yeah. No. The ones are usually tramps, which is a whole different category.
Okay.
The Auguste clown, this one I think is either Lou. Oh, I just space. Oh, we got to pop up. It's either Lou Jacobs, who is like the first really famous Auguste clown. Well, in modern times, I guess. Or, never mind. I'm not going to say who else it might be because I ruled that out later. But he originated the Red Reverend Clown Nose.
Okay.
And also the clown car thing. Like, okay, everybody get in the car, drive around, everybody pile out of the cart. How many clowns are in here? An infinite number of clowns. Also, incidentally though, he's definitely not a harlequin.
Yes, no.
Cirque du Soleil characters, also not a harlequin. There is on top of the safe a Pierrot doll, not a harlequin. And that poster on the wall behind the safe is a Volto mask from Viennese carnival traditions. It is a jester. It is positively, absolutely a jester. I could not find it called anything else. It is not a harlequin.
So the question is, where's the harlequins they're talking about here? Because we didn't find them. We're finding the Joker, like Heath Ledger Joker, or Ledger Joker.
Uh-huh.
We're finding the ghost clowns. We're finding carnival stuff. Where's the harlequins?
The magazine, Serious Jester. It's probably the same photographer. I couldn't find it. Oh, the Viennese mask was by Donna Corliss in 2008. It looks like the same photographer. That also, none of those are harlequins. And let's see what else was on there. The the hats are all kind of associated. Like the wizard hat is also a dunce cap. The bowler hat and the top hat are all associated with lots of traditional clowning. None of those are harlequins. So this is the room that only contains harlequins, according to like John's dad, but none of them are harlequins. So I think we can establish that John's dad is just as in the head as
He's just as bad as a programmer as John, I heard.
Okay, yes.
Except he's doing it with cakes, with how terrible his cakes are, apparently.
Cakes is a metaphor for really bad programs. Anyway, talking about clowns. I want to say that like the common theme here is characters that disrupt. The clown, not clowns per se, but the characters that are being shown in association with clowns. Even Mark Twain, who is a comedian and was accused of being a clown, multiple times. So comedians and clowns and jesters and improv comedy, the Commedia dell'arte, a lot of it was about telling truth to power. So I don't know how that's going to come up again, but I think that's the theme that we're going to end up touching on.
Yeah, I say nothing.
I say nothing as commanded. Okay. Well, let's see if I have any other notes for that section. There's something else I wanted to say and I forgot what. Oh, the Ringling brothers. Okay. So, Lou Jacobs, he was with the Ringling Brothers Circus, which became Barnum and Bailey. Or maybe he was with Barnum and Bailey. Anyway, those two things poured into each other. And we were in Tampa, Florida before we were here. And they have the Ringling Brothers Museum. The Ringling Brothers were indeed brothers, a number of brothers. And they were fabulously wealthy, most of them, by the time they passed. And got this huge mansion built out there. I forget what the mansion name is now. Of course I forget it. I knew I wouldn't forget that. Yes, of course I will. And they have a huge art museum out there that's full of like priceless paintings. And they also have lots of reproduction statues. Not the original, just the reproductions. So they've got a full-size statue of David, Michelangelo's David out there. And you're like, wow, he is huge. He is stories huge. So I've always been impressed by that. But also in town, and they have a circus museum with like train cars and circus wagons and calliopes and all that kind of stuff in there. But across town, over in Riverdale. No, I forgot. I didn't write that down.
River something.
There is the Showman's Museum. And if you're ever in the Tampa/Sarasota area, holy cow, is that amazing. That's the one with, it's got the
mini town.
It's got a mini town in there. It's got a large but still smaller than usual Ferris wheel. It's got a carousel in there. All kinds of examples of like costumes and prizes that you could win at things, different carnival sideshow games. I think they had a bunch of things for, like the human heads in jars type stuff, stuff. They have a whole big side exhibit on when burlesque was a part of the carnivals. They were like, and here's the adult strip show off to the side. Yeah. And just how many carnivals and things there were, magician's acts, all kinds of good stuff. It is amazing.
A train car that you could well, you couldn't walk through it. You just could walk beside it and stuff, but look inside and take pictures. They even had like fans running inside of there. You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, train cars with bathtubs. Like clawfoot bathtubs. Pretty awesome.
I might put that up on the site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, highly recommended. Oh, Dad's chest. Dad's desk. I couldn't track down the card backs. I was like, I think that's a different brand of card backs. Maybe it's a trick brand, but I couldn't. The can of peanuts is a joke item with a spring in it. It's
Out pops a snake.
Snake peanut can or something like that is what it's called. But it's a fabric snake with a coil in the middle and just goes patong. Yes. So perhaps our first real mention of anything herpetological has occurred, and it was a fake gag. Oh, the bowler hat. There's a bowler hat and a curved pipe. And this is obscure. Or not obscure, but it's just real stretch. There's a French surrealist artist called René Magritte. He painted a picture of a pipe that looks just like that. It's called...
This is not a pipe.
No, that's the word on it. It's called something else. It is called... Crap, where is it? Treachery of Images. And on the picture in French, it says, "This is not a pipe." Ceci n'est pas une pipe. Une pipe. And it's just a contrast between this is a picture of a pipe. That's not the same thing as a pipe. And next to the bowler hat, he was also like obsessed with the upper middle class bougie men in suits with bowler hats and no faces. And
is he the same person who did the "Here's an apple in front of your face"?
Yes, that guy.
Okay.
One of my favorite pictures of that, though, is called Golconda, which has got like hundreds of these bowler-hatted dudes, and they're all carrying briefcases, and they're all floating in midair in front of like tall city block buildings of the era of the 1920s. So it wasn't like modern. But you can't tell from the picture whether they're going up, they're going down, or they're just kind of hovering in place. And Golconda is a now vanished city in India that was known as a place of fabulous wealth, but that eventually just collapsed in on itself and went broke and disappeared. So I've always liked that. So possibly another type of Joker. All right. Anyway.
Oh. The sound page, the brackets or square brackets S page, that is the song called "Showtime" by Malcolm Brown. We'll be hearing more of his stuff later.
Is it Malcolm Brown?
Yeah.
Because when I looked it up, it was Kevin Regame.
I have no idea who that is. I will look that up too, but in this case it was Malcolm Brown, I think.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess I'll have to double check that now.
One of them did the song music and one of them did the actual composing, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
It was probably a joint effort, and then we'll figure it out.
All right, things from there. Yeah, got it. Anyways, we'll be hearing more from him and probably the your guy later. Yes, because they do lots of stuff, both fandom related and regular Homestuck related.
Okay.
Yes.
The guy that I'm talking about has two songs in Homestuck, and they says that one, and then another one further down that I don't remember because I was like, don't look at this too closely. It's future knowledge. Yeah.
I think Malcolm had like 30 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So you really will hear Malcolm a lot.
Okay. This guy, Kevin Regame, is founder and creative director of Power Up Audio, which does a lot of sound design for video games. And I think the one that made them take off is called Celeste.
Oh, Celeste, really?
Yeah, so not the music. That was somebody else. And that sounded kind of like I listened to a couple seconds. I'm like, this sounds amazing. I need to do this later. I'll talk about that probably next time. But like everything that isn't music, all of the sound cues and stuff, that's what they do. And they've done like 20 or 30 different games. I just was like, Celeste is the one that looked important for this?
Yeah, Celeste is really well known in, like, niche people, I guess. The people who might like Homestuck will probably like Celeste.
Okay.
Yes.
I favorited it on Steam, and I was like, it's on sale now. I should get it. I'll talk to Ray first. You can't play it? I might be able to play it.
It's going to involve a lot of jumping, I will say that.
Oh.
Yes, so physically, I don't know if you're going to be able to play it.
Platforming is my downfall.
It is majoritively platforming.
Like, literally my downfall.
So,
and my other downfall.
Watching it.
And my other downfall. And my downfall again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ray had to do all the platforming for me in the Alice one, the McGee's Alice, the sequel.
Yeah.
Anyway. I've never been that impressed in my life watching you jump from invisible platform to invisible platform while sliding, and you're like, oh, this is new. Like, clearly this is a skill set I had underestimated. Wow.
I wasn't great at the fighting, but I guess I could do the platforming.
Yeah, I probably should have done the fighting. No, he's only going to do it 3 times before... Oh! Why didn't you wait? I panicked. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, Celeste, good to know. We're a bunch of dorks. Also good to know. I think that's all I'm going to say for this time.
I have one more thing.
Okay.
52 card pickup.
Yeah.
First mentioned 1942, but it was mentioned as being widespread then.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why 1942? That's an odd time, because playing cards were mass manufactured pretty much since the inventing of the printing press, and people were like, ooh, playing cards. We don't have to like draw these by hand anymore. Awesome. But in World War II, packs of playing cards were passed out for free in all Red Cross kits. So suddenly everybody had extra playing cards. And also, trivial side note, there was at least one location in Germany where the bicycle playing cards, which still exist today, printed decks of cards with fake backs to them. And if you got the cards wet, the backs would peel off and show sections of a map. And if you stuck the map together, you get a map of Germany. So if you escape from the location where this one prison was held, that was supposed to be like, they're like, we don't think you're going to make it out, but if you do, here's a map.
Okay. 1, wow, cool. 2, I was expecting that to go in a here's how to cheat kind of way.
Here's how to cheat at 52 card pickup.
Or just cards in general, like here you can now fold this over a lot easier or something.
No, I saw another thing though.
Uh-huh.
There are types of cards that are marked so that you can tell what card you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not on the back where you could use them to cheat, but on the front so that you can hold all of your cards really stupid close together and not have to show and not risk showing anybody else your cards.
Okay.
So like you can put your most expectable card on top so there's a face there. So even if there's like somebody with a mirror or something behind you, all they can see is the one card and presumably not see the tiny little marks on the side.
Okay.
Things you find while you're digging up Homestuck.
Yes, I guess. We learned today about Cirque du Soleil. We learned about 52 cards being Germany maps. And we also learned that there's no harlequins inside that study.
That only has harlequins.
Yes.
Uh-huh. All right.
And also that cake is terrible.
That cake is terrible. Cake or death? Death, please.
The only time you get the answer death for that.
Yep. All right. That's from what is that guy? What is that person's name?
I can't remember. It's a very
Susan Eddy something.
Yeah.
No. All right. We'll figure it out. All right. Until next time.
Until next time.